Nova Scotia is one of the easiest provinces in all of Canada to obtain your permanent residency. Why do you ask? Well, that's what we're covering today in this very short video. No matter if you are an international student planning to graduate now or later, have already graduated, or you're outside of Canada and have been refused for a visitor visa or study permit or even work permit, these programs could be your direct path to permanent residency in Canada. And a quick reminder, we're on our Ingwe May 2023 tour where we're visiting the UK and the UAE. Look for the link in the description of this video to register and connect with us. A quick introduction is in order. My name is Reza and I work with the Ingwe immigration team here in Canada, helping applicants move, whether it's for yourself, your kids, your business, or even for your own clients. We make it happen. Are you tired of immigration companies pushing one specific program down your throat without providing options based on your unique profile? Instead of them deciding for you, when you work with us, you're in control of your own destiny. And the final decision is up to you, not us. Let me make this clear. I'm not an actual full-time YouTuber, but I work hands-on with our licensed team, working on actual immigration applications and communicating with immigration departments and overseas embassies on a daily basis while we represent our clients. These videos are made for the purpose of sharing our hands-on immigration knowledge with our worldwide audience. And if you're thinking about immigrating to Canada, well, we're here to help. Get a free email assessment for eligible applicants by filling out the form down below this video, or reach out to us directly if you're an active immigration practitioner yourself. No points, no provincial fees for processing or registration. It's all free with absolutely no points-based system, no matter which program you pick for the great province of Nova Scotia. It's a very immigrant-friendly province and beautiful in the summers. And it's an island. It's the largest and most populated province in the entire Atlantic region. Three top programs out of all the programs that are available in Nova Scotia that we like and we are promoting. These are our top picks for direct permanent residency through the Nova Scotia provincial program today. Keep in mind that any of these three programs can be applied as a graduated international student. Besides the international graduates in demand, the other two programs will allow overseas applicants who have never been inside Canada to be sponsored directly for PR and a work permit by an eligible Nova Scotia employer. So pay close attention. Here we go. First program on our list is the skilled worker stream. You can apply for this program from both overseas or even from inside Canada if you have valid status. It is a PR and work permit stream similar to many of the provincial programs. However, as mentioned before, there are no points or fees for any of these programs we're covering today. So unlike other provincial nominee programs across Canada, you can submit all your documents at the beginning and not wait for an invitation to apply, since there's absolutely no points for your profile. Here are the applicant requirements. You need an offer of employment from an eligible Nova Scotia employer. Has to be 30 hours a minimum per week to be considered full-time. The wage should be in the range for that occupation based on the government website. 1 year minimum work experience anywhere in the world within the last 5 years in either tier levels 0, 1, 2, and 3 for those specific occupations, and 1 year combined work experience, of which 6 months should have been at least with the Nova Scotia employer if you're in a semi-skilled occupation, tier level 4 or 5, which means you can be on an open work permit or on an LMI closed work permit working for the employer. To continue on this program, you need to prove language ability of Canadian language benchmark 5 for tier levels 0, 1, 2, and 3 occupations. And the good news is that if you studied in English or French or have previous work experience in these languages, you do not need to take the language exam. This is especially true for graduated international students or workers from overseas, from English or French speaking countries, or if you work somewhere where your job would require you to communicate fully in English or French. So that's great news for this program. And if you're in a semi-skilled occupation, then it's mandatory to submit a language exam score for a Canadian language benchmark of 4. No matter where you're born or whether you've been working all your life and communicating in English or French in a semi-skilled occupation, this is mandatory. You cannot be an existing international student still studying and looking to hop over to a PR program. You should either be an overseas applicant or inside Canada with a valid visitor visa or work permit, which also means you could be a graduated international student with a postgraduate work permit. The program is 6 months processing time for the provincial nomination certificate from the time you apply. Upon nomination, the applicant can apply for their PR with their eligible dependents and a work permit. Here's what your employer needs to do. They need to be in business for at least 2 years. You may need to get an employer registration certificate from specific government departments in Nova Scotia. You do need to advertise 30 days on 3 platforms if the foreign worker you're sponsoring does not have an open work permit and or you do not have an approved LMIA, and it should not be a home-based business. Here's our second top program for the Nova Scotia PNP for PRs. You can apply for this program called Occupations in Demand. You can apply for it from overseas or even inside of Canada. It is a PR and work permit stream, similar to the rest of the programs we're covering today. The occupations for this program are specific and can change, but we'll cover the ones that are now in high demand and listed and approved by the Nova Scotia Provincial Office. Here are the applicant requirements. It's got to be a job offer from an eligible Nova Scotia employer in any of these semi-skilled occupations. Tier levels 3, 4, and 5. Nurse aides, food and beverage servers, food counter attendants, kitchen helpers, and related support occupations. And as well, light duty cleaners, transport truck drivers, and heavy equipment operators, and construction trade helpers and construction laborers. Make sure the job offer is permanent and a minimum of 30 hours a week. Wage should be within the range of that occupation. Your age should be between 21 to 55. You must have a language exam score of CLB4 in English or French. It cannot be an existing international student studying who wants to flip over to a PR program. You should either be on an overseas applicant or an inside Canada with visitor visa work permit, which can mean you can be an international student who has graduated, or even a spouse or partner on an open work permit. 6 months processing time by the provincial office in Nova Scotia for a nomination certificate, and upon nomination, the applicant can apply for their PR and work permit. The employer requirements are the same as we've discussed previously. Our third program is the International Graduates in Demand Provincial Nominee Program in Nova Scotia. If you've completed at least half of your studies at a Nova Scotia designated learning institution and meet the 2 occupations in demand listed for the stream, this could be your ticket to PR and or extension of a work permit. The occupations are specific for this program and can change at any time, but these are the high demand occupations on the Nova Scotia website as of May 2023. Here's the requirements. First, you need to have graduated a course of study within the last 3 years at a designated learning institution in Nova Scotia. You must have completed at least half of your studies at this school, and it should have been at least 2 semesters, equivalent typically to a 1-year program. And the post-secondary school should be listed on the IRCC website. A letter of graduation or completion from the Nova Scotia post-secondary institution is required. It should be somehow related to the occupation in demand for this stream, allowing you to work either as a nurse aide, orderlies and patient services, an early childhood educator, or as an assistant early childhood educator. If you're applying under the 33102 nurse aides, your program must grant a certificate, diploma, or degree. And if you're in a 42202, the early childhood educators and assistants, your program must grant a diploma or a degree, not a certificate. You should have a full-time job offer from an eligible Nova Scotia employer. This means a 30-hour minimum job offer for a permanent position is required. You need to prove language ability CLB 5. This doesn't mean you need to have taken the language exam. Previous studies in English or French or previous work experience documents can attest to this, so you don't need to take the language exams. Your age should be between 21 to 55 to be eligible. You cannot have controlling stake of the business that is sponsoring you. It's 6 months processing time for the final nomination certificate, and the employer requirements are the same exact requirements that we just explained for the other 2 programs. There you have it, folks, the top 3 programs in Nova Scotia for your direct PR and work permit options, whether you're inside or outside Canada, depending on your eligibility criteria. If you can't apply for these because you don't have a job offer as an international graduate student, then start your own business under the International Graduate Entrepreneur stream and be nominated for PR without working for anyone else. No matter how old you are, where you're from, what skills you have, there's a solution for everyone. You just need to know where to look and to grab it. It's all public information. Here's a quick reminder to everyone. Our office does assist with all the steps for your immigration programs. If it's for yourself, your family, friends, or even for your own clients. If you're an immigration agent, consultant, or lawyer, you can reach out to us. If you're thinking about immigrating, whether permanently or temporarily, you're at the right place. I can guarantee only one point. You'll know what to expect, the entire process clearly laid out for you, and all the risks identified, including costs. If you're looking for results in immigration, well, that's our expertise. Our team speaks over 9 languages, and we help applicants from over 49 different countries during their immigration process. This list is growing every day. Click the link below this video and get a free email assessment for eligible applicants. And if you're ready to apply, well, you can do a one-on-one consultation with me or any of my licensed immigration team members, and you can book that session directly using the consultation link also included in the description of this video. And if you have questions, remember, we're here weekly live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram every Thursday at 11 a.m. North America Eastern Standard Time, where we answer all of your immigration questions for free on the spot. See you next Thursday.